Opening line report August 31st. I am Drew Martin on Twitter at DrewMartinBets from sportsmemo.com. My colleague Teddy Covers on Twitter at Teddy_Covers. Couldn't make it this week. Actually had a death in the family. So guys, pretty serious event there, and just talked to him. He's doing okay. He'll be back with us next week for the NFL opening line report. Also, we got his NFL season win total report coming out the day after Labor Day. So next Tuesday, 8 days away from today. Be ready for that, sportsmemo.com. But even more importantly, guys, best wishes and prayers out to Teddy Covers and the Cervansky family, because going through a lot this past week and going solo on today's show, NFL opening line report style. Want to keep it going here each and every Monday. 10 a.m. Pacific time. Come and join us right here on the WagerTalk YouTube channel throughout the NFL season. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. We've had a great time with this show, a lot of success in the past, and look to improve on it this upcoming season. So come join me in the chat on YouTube, guys. AJS, welcome in. Nate as well. Let me know what you're looking to bet in the NFL, college football as well. Guys, we got college football starting on Thursday, FBS style. We did have an FCS game this past weekend, kind of a little primer there, but should be a lot of fun this weekend. I believe we got 5 FBS games, going to be a lot of fun. Thursday, Saturday slate looks good, and a Monday nighter, I believe BYU and Navy on that one. So should be a lot of fun, and WagerTalk and Sports Memo have you covered. A lot of stuff up there, free content at both sites coming this week for college football. But today's show is all about the NFL. We got week 1 looks here. Numbers are out. They've been out for some time. So go over some changes and what I'm looking at week 1. Also got 3 season win bets here. Want to throw out on the show. So good show, and hopefully find some winners here. Get some money for you. So feel free, guys, to throw out anything in the chat box here. And we'll give a rundown, starting off with the Indianapolis Colts, guys. Did a lot of work on them this weekend and came to the conclusion asking the Indianapolis Colts to have more wins than Phillip Rivers has kids is just too high of an ask for me. I like the Indianapolis Colts under on their season win totals. You can get them here at the Westgate in Las Vegas. 9.5 under, -125. There's also an interesting line on the Colts at Circus Sports here in Las Vegas. 8.5 under, +165. Big shout out to Circus Sports. Derek Stevens, what he's doing there, growing the sports book and growing the hotel. I mean, they're building it in downtown, a ways of the way finished with building it. And I'm not sure if you guys have seen the projections, but the pool, the sports book, it looks pretty impressive there. So when that's ready to go, I believe in October, it's going to be a sight to see. But talking about the sports book and their line, they put out alternative lines about a win less and a win more than the market is pretty much across the board here. And their alternative line of 8.5 under, you can get that at +165. I'm interested in that as well. Talking about the Colts here and Phillip Rivers, 17 years experience in the NFL. I mean, experience is great, but when you're 38 years old, you got 9 kids, not that's too much of a downside there, but he did throw 20 interceptions last year. And also note, he had the most dropped interceptions as well. So that number could have been a lot higher. And a lot of people positive on the Colts I've heard talk about their offensive line. And their offensive line is good. Top 5 offensive line in NFL. But you got to keep in mind, last year, their starting 5 offensive linemen started all 16 games last season. I don't see that happening again. So with injuries on the offensive line, I think they'll have regression as well. And when you look at their schedule, especially starting in this streak here of November 8th through December 20th. Read them off to you. We got the Baltimore Ravens, Tennessee Titans, Green Bay Packers, back against the Tennessee Titans, at Houston, at Las Vegas Raiders. That's a tough road trip right there. And then against the Houston Texans again. All but the Las Vegas Raiders, and it's here right down the street from where I'm talking. It's just kind of a tough trip making it there and back in that one. It's all playoff teams in that stretch from last year. All teams projected, to do pretty well, except for Houston. Maybe I have rated a little bit higher than the market does for this upcoming season. So, that stretch on top of it, asking the Colts to get to 9.5 wins here, at 10-6 to cash your ticket. I think it's too much. Obviously, there's people on the other side. I even like the alternative line, 8.5 with big plus money towards the under. So first season win total for me on the 7-9 last year, straight up and ATS Indianapolis Colts. I like the under of 9.5 guys on their season wins. And if you're looking to roll the dice a little bit more, the under on the alternative line of 8.5 plus 170 towards the under at Circus Sports wouldn't shy you away from that either. So guys, first one for me in the season win totals in the NFL. I like the Indianapolis Colts under the 9.5. Feel free to chime in the chat box. We got AJS best bets week 1 ? Yeah, we can hit the week 1 slate here. Got it up. And guys, if you haven't checked out WagerTalk new odds, it's up. It looks really good. Give it a check. WagerTalk.com odds page there. We got Nate in the chat box. Texans plus 10 week 1. That's the first game. That's the kickoff game there on Thursday. Yeah, I mean, Super Bowl hangover usually for the loser of the Super Bowl. Kansas City Chiefs have been getting a lot of pub, and laying double digits in the NFL is something I've never really been a fan of, Nate. So I'm not talking you off of that. I can tell you I'm not going to be laying the 10 with the Kansas City Chiefs by any means. I think Miami beats New England outright in week 1. I don't know about that, because that is actually, Nate, that's actually going against my next season win total here. And that would be on the New England Patriots season win total of 9. I like them more. I think they go 10-6, if not better. So season win total of 9 plus 120 on the over. We get plus money here on a season win total I really like. A 12-4 team last year with the New England Patriots. It seems like everybody's kind of got an opinion out there on the New England Patriots. And we can get plus money on the over, plus 120 on 9. If you're liking the under minus 130, these are the Westgate odds here. And of course, Cam Newton, the big splash in the offseason, former Heisman Trophy winner, former MVP in the NFL in 2015. And guys, remember in 2018, in the first half of the season, his numbers, the analytics, were actually better than in 2015 year. And then he got hurt. And then we really haven't seen Cam Newton, the healthy Cam Newton that we've seen in the past. I think from all reports here in practice, he's looking good. I would very much doubt that he doesn't get the starting job. Couple other reasons why I like the New England Patriots here. And I know a lot of people will point towards, the opt-outs and who they lost defensively. Although you got to remember, not a lot of big names, that really control the game defensively, and the depth for the New England Patriots on defense, from everything I've read, is very strong. Therefore, the guys kind of behind them, and all of us that played football know that, sometimes the starter to the backup, especially at the college level, it could be close, but it could be a pretty long gap there. And sometimes, and even more so in the NFL, that gap might not be that much at all. It's just the starter kind of won the job. And from a lot of what I've read from the beat reporters, it's a little bit of that going on in New England, where the guys stepping up this year on defense aren't too big of a drop-off from last year. So I think that's a plus. And the fact we're getting Cam Newton here, a healthy Cam Newton, with some of the best offensive minds in the business. No doubt about it. They're going to be dynamic. They're going to, those 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s, 4th and 1s, with him taking the snaps. That's what you want. That's a high success rate with Cam Newton back there. You look at some of their scheduling here, and it is a tough schedule overall. But when you talk about some of the pluses that New England got here in the scheduling, December 6th and December 10th, back-to-back road games here, but it's against the LA Chargers and the LA Rams, both on the road here. And it's a short week. So they're making the trip from the East Coast to LA, playing the Chargers, and then just on the Thursday nighter that same week, playing the Rams, and then heading back. So I think the NFL did did the Patriots a big help in that scheduling gap right there, playing the Chargers and the Rams back-to-back there, short week. Last 3 games of the season after that LA Rams game on a Thursday night, so they'll have the extra rest before their week 15 game here at Miami, and then Buffalo, and then the New York Jets. So they got all 3 division opponents to finish the season after the long rest. Miami, Buffalo, New York Jets. I think that sets up well as well. So we got the Patriots over 9, a motivated Cam Newton, great coaching staff, good offensive minds, like the Pats. Over 9 plus 120 there, guys. Also, we will hit the week 1 slate here real quick. And I didn't forget about your chat box. We got Scott Brown in the house. Josh Allen has under a 50% completion in losses. And that's another thing. A lot of people talking about the Buffalo Bills in the AFC East. I don't know. I think it really kind of depends here on Josh Allen, how good he is. And accuracy has been an issue with him. It goes back all the way to his college days, at Wyoming, the Cowboys there. The University of Wyoming Cowboys talking about. And unfortunately, the Mountain West won't be playing, at least kicking off in September, October, it sounds like. But hopefully they get around to it sooner than later. That's the sports bettor talking in me. And he's struggled with his accuracy his whole career. I mean, he's got the arm strength, the height, the speed, the athleticism. But the most important thing, at least from physical tools at the quarterback position, in my opinion, is accuracy. And that's where he lacks. And Cam Newton, say whatever you want about him, obviously the athlete, he can throw the football. There's no doubt about it. The people out there that say Cam Newton, a healthy Cam Newton, can't throw the football, they really don't know what they're talking about, because all the way back from his Auburn days, obviously you don't win the NFL MVP and struggle throwing the football too much. So, guys, Drew Martin here, going solo on the NFL Opening Line Report each and every Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific time throughout the NFL regular season. Teddy Covers, my co-host here for the show. He is out today, but he will be back next week, and his NFL season win total report will be released Tuesday, the day after Labor Day, so 8 days from today. Make sure to check it out, sportsmemo.com. We'll have it up shortly. And just actually talked to him this morning. So if you want to reach out to him on Twitter at Teddy_covers, he did have a family death, something really close to him. So somebody really close to him. If you want to reach out, wish him the best and the family the best. It's something that I did personally and I recommend as well. So he will be back next week. And guys, got one more season win total I did want to throw out here. The Arizona Cardinals, the sexiest team, the sexiest bet out there in the NFL. Former Heisman Trophy winner, Rookie of the Year at the quarterback position. Of course, Cliff Kingsbury, the offensive mind there, kind of calling the shots as the head coach. A lot of times he likes to go, 3, 4 wide receiver sets there, going to be throwing the ball all around. Look for Kyler Murray, in my opinion, to, flirt with, if not go over the 4,000 yard mark. Wouldn't be surprised. Offensive Rookie of the Year, showed promise last year. Now they're adding DeAndre Hopkins at the wide receiver position. This offense is going to be potent, especially if everybody stays healthy, no doubt about it. Looking at their schedule, it's kind of streaky, meaning like home and away, 2 home, 3 away, 2 home. A lot of NFL teams don't have that as much this year. The Arizona Cardinals do. I'll say this, though. The scary thing here is their defense, giving up 442 points last year. One of the worst in the NFL, 5th worst, actually. So going to need major improvement there. They did get the first-round selection at the linebacker position. Should help. Always a little bit wary of how much rookies, help right out the gate anyway in the first couple games. And they're going to be tested right away. We could talk about it a little bit more when we break down week 1 odds. But at the 49ers, that's the San Francisco 49ers, the Super Bowl losers from last year. So talking about the Arizona Cardinals, which, is kind of a betting favorite out there in the marketplace so far this season. Asking them what 7.5 wins at the Westgate right now. And last year they were a 5-10 team straight up. However, they were 10-6, depending on the number you bet them each and every game against the spread. A negative, though, 1-5 in division. So they struggled here, and they're going to get tested right out the gate against the San Francisco 49ers. So a really good measuring stick out the gate. Couple alternative lines I wanted to throw out there, because when you start talking about betting the Arizona Cardinals, there is volatility with this bet. We got kind of high upside on offense, but does it all work out? You got some new pieces, question marks, and then defense. We really haven't seen success. Yes, people are pointing towards them having more success on the defensive side, but until you kind of see it on the field, you really don't know what to expect. And giving up more than 440 points, I mean, how much are they really going to improve? They're going to have to outscore a lot of people this season. So 7.5, minus 110 on each side, by the way, here at the Westgate for their season win total. Alternative lines on both sides at the Circa. Towards the over, 8.5 plus 180 if you're liking the Arizona Cardinals. Alternative line at Circa Sports. And also a 6.5 number out there, plus 170 towards the under. I'll tell you guys, part of me really likes this Arizona Cardinals. The recipe they're kind of cooking up here. I could see the Arizona Cardinals having some success this year, if not this year, in the coming years. I just think the market has kind of priced that in already. I mean, 5 wins last year. Now you're asking them to get 7.5, 2.5 wins on top. And yes, you did add a heck of a talent, a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL, and DeAndre Hopkins. Still, does he equal 2.5 wins? I mean, a non-quarterback, a position player in the NFL, how many wins can that possibly add? In my opinion, it's not 2.5 by my numbers. So in that sense, and we've talked about their defense not being very good last year, and how much can they really improve here? I like Cliff Kingsbury. I like Kyler Murray. But, I mean, this 7.5, in talking about a lot of people liking the Arizona Cardinals, I almost think about, and this is something I haven't bet personally, but I did want to bring up with the Colts and the Patriots bet, the Arizona Cardinals towards the under. I actually think that's where the value lies. And 7.5 minus 110 towards the under. You're not having to pay too much. And if you want to really roll the dice, under 6.5 plus 170 might be a look as well. So that's when I might wait here until right before kickoff on September 13th. Look towards betting the Arizona Cardinals under and kind of kick this market trend towards the Arizona Cardinals and look to get a little value in our pocket. So guys, in recap, I do like the New England Patriots over 9 plus 120 on that over right now at the Westgate. Cam Newton, motivated Cam Newton, 2018. We saw how good he was in the first half before he got injured. And of course, his 2015 MVP caliber year. I think that comes back to fruition with a very talented coaching staff, good offensive minds. Patriots over 9 plus 120, and the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts under 9.5 minus 120 there at the Westgate. Phillip Rivers, I think he's a little bit past his prime, and that schedule, especially that stretch starting on November 8th, the interceptions, the most dropped interceptions from last year, and the healthiness last year at the offensive line position with all 5 offensive linemen starting all 16 games last year. I don't think you can count on something like that with their and the offensive line is so important. So it does kind of set up well, and you can make the argument on both sides with the statue that Phillip Rivers is at 38 years old. I just think that relying on all those guys to stay healthy for 32 straight games, I mean, counting the 16 games last year, is a little bit too tall of a task. So guys, break down the week 1 odds up next. Make sure to check out Sports Memo and WagerTalk.com. It is $9 Monday. We got $2 Tuesday tomorrow. NFL season win total package from Teddy Covers will be released the Tuesday after Labor Day, 8 days from today. And I'm talking to you, if you're watching on replay, on August 31st, 10 a.m. Pacific time, each and every Monday. NFL opening line report here on the Wager Talk YouTube channel. If you're liking the content, please give us the thumbs up. Feel free to chime in the chat box and also reply on the comments if you're watching on replay. AJS, Nate, welcome in, man. WagerTalk in the house as always. David H, always good to have you as well. Mike Venter, fade the Saints week 1. All right, we can break that one down, Mike. Christian Larson in the house. Colts spread going up against the Jags. In division, we'll see what happens with that. If the mustache can get after him, that will be a fun one to ask. I mean, the market is so down on Jacksonville, and I just don't see it. I really don't. I think Jacksonville getting some points might be worth a look. Paul in the house from across the pond from England. Welcome in, man. I believe it's a holiday over there in England, so thank you for joining us on your holiday Monday here. How in the heck is Kingsbury an NFL head coach? Mind-blowing. It is from Bama Boy. It is interesting that he gets kind of shown the door there at Texas Tech, his alma mater. And then essentially, I mean, money-wise, he got a raise and then is the Arizona Cardinals head coach. It was interesting how that worked out, but heck, good for him for making that happen. Christian Bromwell in the house. Betting against Patty. Good luck. Buy low on the Texans. I think buy low on the Texans as well. And we can break down their week 1 odds here. We got Christian going with the Eagles as well. Good luck to you on that, Christian. Talesman, cheers to you as well. And Nate, you're liking the Jags like I am. So maybe we can break down their week 1 odds here. Of course, week 1 NFL starting Thursday, September 10th, 451, 452 WagerTalk odds page. We got 55, 54.5 being the total. Kansas City -10 right now at home in Arrowhead. You know, Kansas City is one of the teams I think is going to be hurt more than the average NFL team with no fans, or at least limited fans. That place was a raucous atmosphere, and I think that some home fields will be affected more than others. Meaning, you know, a place like Denver, I don't actually think will be as affected as much as, you know, the Kansas Cities, the Seattles, the New Orleans of the world, because some of them were a little bit more, you know, the atmosphere in the stadium, the sound, just the atmosphere overall. And some of them could be, or in my opinion, are being Denver, you know, up in elevation. So a team like the Denver Broncos actually might be bet on. And it's a team, you know, season win total. I looked at betting over and I lean that way. I just haven't bet them yet. So didn't put them out, but you never know. Follow me on Twitter and sportsmemo.com at Drew Martin Bets. Might get there here in the next 10 days before NFL kickoff. So Kansas City -10 versus Houston. I'm looking at the Texans, though, guys. We got Deshaun Watson at the quarterback position. I think he's kind of been underrated really his whole career. He's a guy that's never had a losing season. And now the Houston Texans season win total is at 7.5. So they're pretty much projecting that. I like the Houston Texans over season wins. And I kind of like them week 1, you know, nationally televised game here, the kickoff classic, so to speak, with no preseason either. You know, Patrick Mahomes just got paid a bunch of money, and I'm not saying that he's the type of guy that just kind of go out, you know, what he got $400 million and expect him not to perform on the field, but that is kind of a question mark. I feel the guy just got paid. Is he still going to kind of have that want, that get after it and go that he did before? It is a question mark in my head anyway. So Houston Texans +10 is the way I would look at that one. Let me know if you guys agree with me on the Thursday night opener as we head towards the Sunday slate. 1 o'clock Eastern kick here, 453, 454, Miami at New England. We got the Patriots -6, 43, 43.5 being the total. I don't know, guys. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan at heart, but I think this New England Patriots team is underrated and underrated in the marketplace by both, obviously, the odds makers and the betting market here. Pushing New England, interestingly to note, 7.5 is what they were favored. Now they're only favored by 6. So the quote unquote buy low might be an opportunity here. And New England being at home, of course, no fans, all of that adding up to, I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick likely going to be the starter here week 1. And I think it actually bodes well for the Dolphins if Fitzpatrick kind of is the quarterback for the majority of or the whole season, that likely means that the Miami Dolphins are having a decent season, which is a possibility. But going up against the former 12-4 New England Patriots, I mean, they've won the division for how many years in a row? I'm not gonna bet against Bill Belichick, especially with the athlete of Cam Newton at the quarterback position. So I like the New England Patriots -6 over the Miami Dolphins. Nate, you're saying you like them +10, talking about the Texans. I'm with you, Nate. Mike, Finns don't have a very good GM. Okay. Nate, you're excited for Miami as well. Take it easy with Tua. Don't ruin that, man. Talking about Christian. And yeah, Christian, that's an interesting point in itself. I mean, Tua is even healthy. You know, remember, he had his injury in college and then never came back for Alabama. They went with the backup. So we actually haven't seen him with no preseason. I think that really kind of diminishes Tua's how much he's going to be able to help the Miami Dolphins, at least out the gate, because he hasn't seen live game action in quite some time. So it's kind of an interesting handicap just on Tua alone. So watch out for that down there in South Florida. But New England -6 is the way I like that. I like that game, guys. The top of the card on Sunday. We also got 1 o'clock Eastern kick here. Cleveland at Baltimore. We're seeing the Ravens -7.5, -8.5, depending where you're shopping. Make sure to shop around for this one, guys. And we've seen the market really like the Cleveland Browns here. And I'm not feeling it. I like the Baltimore Ravens in this game. I think they blow them out. I like them by more than a touchdown here. So obviously liking the -7.5, but it's come from 10. So I'm still waiting for it to get down to that 7 number. That's an important betting number in the NFL because it does land on 7 a lot, not as much as 3, but a pretty large amount of the time there in consideration. So I would wait a little bit more on this Baltimore line, but I would look to grab the Ravens at -7. So and I'm just not a big Cleveland Browns kind of buyer. You know, last year they really fumbled out the gate in a lot of people liking the Browns, supposedly a lot of sharp minds. Obviously that didn't work out for them. And I really don't think Cleveland's going to be able to kind of turn the tires this year either. So Baltimore in that second game on the card, that's the way I'm looking. Baltimore might club them, talking about Nate there. So yeah, I'm in agreement with you. Mike, Pats lost 12 starters. Yeah, but like we broke down earlier in the show, a lot of the guys stepping up don't seem to be too big of a drop-off. Not too many big names in the Pats starters that were lost. So laying -6 here against the Dolphins is the way I'm looking. And we got Christian saying Browns defense suspect this year. Yeah, we'll see what happens, especially week 1 against the last year's NFL MVP at the quarterback position. I could see the Ravens having a lot of success there, Christian. So I'm with you, man. We have New York Jets, Buffalo Bills, AFC East matchup here, 457, 458 on the card. Total of 39.5, 40, depending where you're shopping. Lowest total on the week 1 card. Interesting to note. 6.5 is what the Buffalo Bills are laying at home behind Josh Allen. Not too much on this, except, you know, both defenses, it's in the line is in terms of I would see dominating in this one. And I think both quarterbacks kind of struggle out the gate. I think both offenses have a little trouble. I lean under. It's low, but it's low for a reason. This kind of has a 17-14, 20-13 type feel to it. I think this stays under the total of 40 in 457, 458 New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills. Leo asking, how far is the drop-off from Brady to Cam and at tight end with Gronk? Great question. You know, the tight end is a drop in itself, especially because of that continuity that Brady and Gronk had. That's a big question mark this season with the New England Patriots. I mean, how far is the drop-off from Brady to Cam? In my opinion, it's a very tricky handicap because they both kind of bring different dimensions to the offense. So part of me wants to say, I'm not so sure that there's going to be much of a drop off at all because, the short yardage situations, I think it actually favors a healthy Cam Newton, meaning it's not a drop off. It's a positive this upcoming year. But at the same time, the downfield throwing, are we going to get the 2015 Cam Newton, the early 2018 Cam Newton arm with the accuracy down the field? I'm betting the Patriots over 9 wins, so I believe that, but I don't know that personally, and it's a little bit of a gamble here. So I think you can make the argument both ways, but my personal opinion, Leo, it's a great comment here. I don't think there's going to be much of a drop-off at all. I really don't. So thank you for the comment, though. Next game up, 459-460, my Las Vegas Raiders at the Carolina Panthers. Talking about Cam Newton. The Cam Newton-less Carolina Panthers. 47 the total, -2 Las Vegas Raiders in this one. I like the Raiders. I mean, I'm not a big Carolina Panthers guy this year. This is one that I'm likely going to want to watch them. But from everything I'm reading, the beat writers here in town, thinking the Raiders, off to a good start in practice. In the stadium, by the way. They're already practicing inside there, so the stadium looks good. I was driving in last night from actually California, from San Diego, and it's all lit up, guys. The parking lot, it's pretty much ready to go. The lighting on the stadium, it looks really cool. It's kind of the blackout with blue and white lighting. Allegiant Stadium there, right across from the Strip. Still uncertain how they're going to get, when we have fans, all from the Strip into the stadium. I really haven't seen a tram or like a subway. I know they're talking about it with Tesla and Elon Musk building that here in Vegas, but it's kind of a question mark. There's only so many Ubers in the city, how that's all going to work. And it's not really walking distance from all of the hotels. I mean, if you're near the Wynn and the Encore, that's a heck of a walk. It's doable, especially with a couple drinks, and it's a scenic route, but not everybody's going to be walking from, that end of the Strip to the stadium on game day when there are fans down the road. But heck, it might actually be a blessing in disguise, not having fans at NFL games, because I really haven't seen how they would do that. So Nate saying the stadium is amazing. Yeah, it is really cool, man. It's going to be fun, for people to come into Vegas for the weekend, go to the games when their team's in town. With UNLV playing there as well. I think in the future, some Pac-12 championship games, bowl games, and obviously the Raiders games, concerts. It's going to be a fun time in town. But I do have a question mark on how everybody is going to be able to kind of pack in any tailgating, things of that nature are going to be kind of fun to see how they happen. But next game up, we got 461, 462, Seattle, Atlanta. Fascinating handicap here. I mean, Seattle, a lot of teams like them. A lot of people out there I've heard liking the Seattle Seahawks here, laying 1.5, 49 the total in Mercedes-Benz. 461, 462 is the rotation numbers. I like the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, a lot of people probably out there remember this, the Super Bowl Atlanta Falcons, how they dropped that 28-3. But I think Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, that combination, talent at the skill positions there for the Falcons. If they can put it all together, I think the Atlanta Falcons here towards the latter half of Matt Ryan's career might be able to put something together. So I lean towards the Falcons as the short home underdogs, but not a real strong opinion on that one. We got Philadelphia at Washington as we hurry it up here down the stretch, guys. 463, 464 with the Eagles, -6 in the hook, 44 the total. Washington Redskins, fascinating handicap. How good are they going to be? Haskins at the quarterback position, how much does he improve? Grasping the offense was a big issue last year. Him not 100% knowing the plays. There's even reports of him walking up to the line of scrimmage, kind of questioning what's going on with a certain play at the NFL. I mean, playing the quarterback position in high school, that would be very scary, walking up to the line of scrimmage and not 100% knowing, which way you're supposed to turn out of center. So I couldn't imagine doing that at the NFL level. So hopefully he's grasped the offense here, and, catching 6.5 is something. I don't think it's enough points here against the Eagles right out the gate. I need to see more from Haskins to make me think Washington under a touchdown underdog, even though they are at home. I guess I called them the Redskins, didn't I? Sorry about that, guys. I believe they're now called the Washington Football Team, and I might be incorrect on that as well. So feel free to chat. Redskins, Nate, you're calling the Redskins too. I guess it's okay. So we got the Chicago Bears, Detroit Lions up next, 465, 466 here. Still 1 o'clock Eastern kicks here. 44 being the total, -1 in the hook. The Detroit Lions at home. I'm looking for Detroit to improve this year. You know, it's always difficult to kind of gauge a NFL team when their starting quarterback is injured, which for a lot of the season last year, the Lions quarterback Stafford was injured. And going up against the Chicago Bears, I think a huge quarterback advantage here towards the Lions, only having to lay 1.5. Now, there is a defensive advantage towards the Chicago Bears, but quarterback-wise, I mean, Nick Foles, Trubisky, I've actually heard reports. It looks like Trubisky might get the nod here. So it makes me lean towards the Detroit Lions, as looks like -1.5 pretty much across the board. So all the ones have been taken out. You're going to have to lay that important hook on the one, guys. Got about 6 games left here on the week 1 card. Feel free to chime in on YouTube, WagerTalk YouTube channel. This is the NFL opening line report each and every Monday on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. I am Drew Martin on Twitter at DrewMartinBets. And my co-host, Teddy Covers, on Twitter at Teddy_covers. Couldn't make it today. Family issue, death in the family. Prayers for him and the Cervansky family. But he will be back next Monday. We'll be going live, even though it's Labor Day. We'll be here working. And his Tuesday NFL season win total report will be released on Tuesday. So make sure to check it out this week, sportsmemo.com. We got James in the house. Thank you for the shout out. WagerTalk always putting out really good content, so I do appreciate that. Nate, you always like Stafford. I did too. Going back to his Georgia days, man, he can really throw the football. Talented passer, just really hasn't been able to put it together. And at some point, it does come back to the player when that happens. You know, it's always kind of he could never get it going. The wide receivers, Calvin Johnson. I mean, he had Megatron and couldn't get it going there. So at some point, he's going to have to turn it around, or it's going to be, you know, kind of on him. But I'm with you. He's got all the talent in the world. Andrew saying the Washington Football Team, unreal. Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't fault anybody for calling them the Washington Redskins. You know, it's kind of like calling the Chargers the San Diego Chargers. They're always going to be the San Diego Chargers for me until I don't know how this LA situation is going to go, but it's kind of the same situation calling them the Washington Football Team. Kind of funny there. So thanks, Nate, and Real News for the chime in. We got Indianapolis at Jacksonville. We got the Colts up next, laying 7 in the hook here. There is a 7, so make sure to shop around if you're liking the Colts or the Jags on the other side on the kickback. 44.5 being the total. This one in Jacksonville. Look, I'm not as down in Jackson for the Jags as a lot of people out there. I think the mustache at the quarterback position, I'm rooting for him as a fan, but talent-wise, I have questions with Jacksonville if they can keep up with the Indianapolis Colts. But overall, I think the Indianapolis Colts are just overrated in the betting markets. I mean, asking them to win 10 games this season is just too much. I mean, I like them under in the season win totals, and it correlates here, guys, with week 1. I mean, we're getting over a touchdown here with the home team in the NFL. Home dog of more of a touchdown. I'm interested off the bat just hearing those words. It is the Jacksonville Jaguars, by a lot of people's opinion, the lowest rated team in the NFL. But I'll also say this, guys. This year in the NFL, and I've talked about it with Teddy, talked about it with a couple guys in the industry where I do respect their opinion. The bad teams in the NFL are not as bad as years past. I think their power ratings are a little bit higher here. Talking about the Cincinnati Bengals, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Miami Dolphins of the world. I think they really have taken a step up here this year, guys. So when we start talking about catching more than a touchdown at home with the Jacksonville Jaguars week 1 against a 38-year-old quarterback that was in the running for the defensive MVP at the quarterback position in Phillip Rivers, I think that they can get after it, and they have shown a propensity to get after the quarterback defensively up front. So going up against that Colts offensive line, I don't think it's going to be a domination by the Indianapolis Colts. I actually like the Jacksonville Jaguars plus the 7 in the hook. So, guys, got a couple more games here. Feel free to chime in any of your opinion on the Week 1 NFL slate, and then we'll get you out of here. Glenn, I am alive. Going strong, going solo. Teddy Covers will be back next week. So hopefully you guys aren't too annoyed by me, but hopefully we get some good opinions out here. And we only got 11 days until NFL kickoff. And guys, also, I shouldn't have waited this long to give the shout out. Tomorrow's 10 a.m. slot, same time tomorrow. College football, every game on the board with Robbie Vino, myself, and Ralph Michaels from WagerTalk.com. We're going to break down every single game on the Week 0 slate. We got college football, FBS, that means Division I college football, kicking off on Thursday. We got games on Saturday, and we got a game on Monday. We're going to be breaking them all down. Tomorrow's 10 a.m. slot, the college football show. And then we're also likely going to be doing it again on Thursday with mid-major Matt. So check at WagerTalk out on Twitter for the update show schedule-wise. But we got college football, every game on the board coming up this week, coming up as early as tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So make sure to check that out, guys. Going to be a lot of fun this season in football, both college and NFL. So, next game up here, guys, we got Green Bay and Minnesota. 46 being the total. The Vikings -3 at home. Aaron Rodgers catching 3. I'm interested right off the bat, especially because, let's face it, after that draft, he's probably got a chip on his shoulder. He's wanting to prove a lot of people wrong. Now, the Vikings are a strong team, good team. I don't have a lot of opinion on this game, but I do lean here with the Green Bay Packers. We also got the LA Chargers versus Cincinnati Bengals, seeing the Chargers -3 on the road, 44 the total. Kind of a fascinating handicap in itself, just the quarterbacks going at this one. Is it going to be both the rookies starting out the gate? I doubt it, but I haven't heard definitively who's starting for both of these teams. I lean under 44 to tell you the truth. I know Cincinnati, weather-wise, it's a little bit too far out to kind of push it too much. But at 44, I like both defenses to kind of have the upper hand on the offenses. So not really a side opinion, but do lean under 44. Glenn, great to see you. Thanks for chiming in, man. Nate, you're a Minnesota believer. Okay, well, you can get a -3 here. It's dropped down from 3.5. There's no more 3 in the hooks if you're looking to be. Oh, no, excuse me. Yeah, on the Green Bay game. So no more 3 in the hooks out there. And it's pretty much 3 flat across the board for the LA Chargers as well in that one. We got Arizona, San Francisco up next. And guys, kind of broke down this game in the Arizona Cardinals season win preview. Look, the Arizona Cardinals are the sexiest bet in the NFL in the offseason. There's no doubt about it. I mean, a lot of people liking them out there, scoring points. It adds up. You got the offensive mind in Cliff Kingsbury. You got the former, Heisman Trophy winner, Rookie of the Year in Kyler Murray. You add DeAndre Hopkins at the wide receiver position, and now all of a sudden, you're starting to get some sparks in the offseason, people talking about you. It's just the fact you gave up over 440 points defensively last year. How much can you really improve on that? I don't know. Going up against the San Francisco 49ers, which is the Super Bowl loser in week 1 the next season. It's kind of a sharp angle to bet against them, the Super Bowl hangover that next year. It's a real thing. But this year with the pandemic, I'm not so sure how much that really factors in, and how much the 49ers really fit that profile with a defensive-minded 49ers team. They're not as flashy as Arizona, and I definitely don't like laying more than a touchdown. But the market loving Arizona in the offseason has brought this all the way down to 7 now. Now, will we see a 6.5 in the next 10 days? Possibly. Now I really start to look at betting the San Francisco 49ers in a buy low opportunity. but it's one I haven't bet as of yet. But I'm not looking to be on the Arizona Cardinals out the gate. I think I'll leave that towards, a lot of the people that have brought this market down. Obviously, I mean, asking the Arizona Cardinals to get 2.5 more wins than they had last year, it's a big step up. I believe it's tied for the biggest step up in terms of last year's finish at 5-10 to this year's projected season win total at 7.5. I'm not so sure they make that big of a step up. So I lean here with the San Francisco 49ers at home, laying the 7. We got Tampa Bay at New Orleans in the Big Easy. The Saints -3 in the hook, 49.5 being the total. Tampa Bay with Tom Brady. Obviously, everybody's got an opinion on how that's going to work. It's going to be a fascinating watch just from a fan standpoint. Power rating wise with the Bucs is kind of a little bit tricky in itself. And New Orleans is, in my opinion, going to be hurt the most from not having fans in the stadium, at least at a full capacity, because that place, the Superdome down there, would get raucous, both inside and outside of the stadium. I've been there on a NFL Sunday, and those people love their Saints. So it's not going to be as loud, and now they're being asked to lay 4 at home against the Tampa Bay Bucs. Obviously, the experience there with Brady. I actually lean here towards the Bucs making a statement out the gate, but not something I have bet personally. We got the Sunday nighter, and then we'll hit the 2 Monday nighters and then get you out of here. We got Dallas at the LA Rams, 51 being the total. -2 in the hook. The Cowboys laying in, I believe they're kicking off the stadium there in Los Angeles. Jared Goff, what's he going to be like? Not a lot of people talking about him because Dak Prescott seems to be getting a lot of the headlines. I lean here towards the Dallas Cowboys. Not a strong opinion, but at under 3, I think the LA Rams finished last in the NFC West. Not real big on the Rams, kind of fallen off pretty big time since their Super Bowl sighting there. In Dallas, making a push here at 2.5. You can buy him as low as 2. Lean towards the Dallas Cowboys, but doubt I get involved in the Sunday nighter. We got 2 Monday games here. First one up, and by the way, I wish the NFL would do this each and every Monday. Double it up on Monday with the 7:15 Eastern kick and then the 10:10 for the degenerate special to finish off the week. At least we get it in week 1 out the gate. Pittsburgh at the New York Giants. We got the Steelers -3 in the hook or -4. So make sure to shop around. 47.5 the total. I like the Giants here, guys. I really do. The underdog on the Monday nighter. Pittsburgh Steelers, a team I thought about betting on the under for their NFL season win total. I just didn't want to pepper the board and risk too much money on NFL season wins. I'd rather go week to week with it. So I kept it with just the Patriots and the Colts as of now. I might add some later. And the Steelers were one that I circled here. Ben Roethlisberger coming off of injury, have question marks there. How good is he really going to be? I don't know. And I'm not sure anybody feels too confident in it. And the New York Giants, kind of the opposite at the quarterback position. A young guy getting better, got better out the gate. I thought he played pretty well, had good coaching in college. So I lean here towards the Giants, catching the 4 at home in the first game of the Monday nighter. And Carlos, Andrew, I appreciate you guys chiming in here on the chat box. Got 1 game left. And guys, do want to give a shout out to, it is Monday, $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com, sportsmemo.com. So make sure to check out both sites right now where every play is discounted to just $9. And remember, Tuesday is $2 Tuesday. We got free plays up on the sites. I'm going to write one up here personally in the NFL. So make sure to check that out. Sportsmemo.com, handicapper page, Drew Martin, but a bunch of free content up there, guys. Check out all the handicappers writing detailed analysis in the NFL and college football. We also got MLB and the NBA playoffs rolling as well. Shout out to my friend Ski Profit at WagerTalk.com. Really knows his NBA and his WNBA if you're looking to get in those niche sports and kind of, get up ahead of the market moves. Check him out there. Ski Profit, actually Hakeem Profit is what his handicapper page will be at WagerTalk.com. Ray saying the Steelers defense is for real. Actually, good point there, Ray. It isn't something I bet as of yet, but that is something that you got to factor in the equation here. I just think that the quarterback position is so important. and the question marks with Ben Roethlisberger are pretty large looming in my head. So that's what I'm worried about with the Steelers. So that's why I lean with the New York Giants. All right, guys, last game up here, and then that will be it for the show. I really appreciate you joining me, and follow me on Twitter at DrewMartinBets, sportsmemo.com. Tennessee at Denver, the nightcap, the Monday nighter nightcap here, degenerate special-wise. 42 being the total, -1 in the hook. The Denver Broncos laying at home. And I like the Broncos here, guys. Tennessee Titans are a top team, you know, last year making the run in the playoffs like they did. I actually think quarterback-wise, though, you know, Tannehill getting a little bit overrated in the marketplace. And I feel that Denver at home in Mile High here is still going to have their home field advantage more so than any other NFL team. So I'd like to kind of take advantage of that out the gate. This was a situation where they were laying 3. Now they're only laying 1 in the hook. So it's a buy low here. You can even get a 1 out there in the marketplace. So that's an important half a number there off the 1 in the hook down to 1. So I like the Denver Broncos. Will likely be on them personally in week 1 here. Actually, I didn't see the 1s popping up until just now. So I do see a 1 in the offshore market. I'll see if it's here in Vegas. Might tweet it out a little later for the first play of the NFL week 1 officially for myself. But 4-8-2 Denver Broncos. I think they actually got a little bit of an edge here at the quarterback position with the downfield accuracy, and the home field advantage for the Denver Broncos, I feel, will still be there. So, guys, I appreciate you joining me, going solo here for the NFL opening line report. Remember, Patriots over 9 season win total, +120 at the Westgate. And we got the Indianapolis Colts under 9.5, -120 as well. So those were the 2 season win totals I like. We'll get Teddy's take on the season win totals next Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And tomorrow, college football, every game on the board with Ralph Michaels and Rob Vino. Come back and join us same time, same place. WagerTalk YouTube channel, putting out a lot of great free content, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. And check out WagerTalk and sportsmemo.com. $9 Monday today, $2 Tuesday tomorrow. Andrew, Nate, Leo, Rob, James, appreciate all you guys joining in. And guys, best of luck with your bets. We'll talk tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific. And actually, next show up, 2 minutes away. So, guys, best of luck. Be safe.